Me, guys, just sitting over here winning in my little corner. Welcome to Run It Back. Michelle Beano, Chandler Parsons, Lou Will.
It's a pretty sick jacket.
It's not bad, and there's about 700 more where this came from. So
it's not bad at all.
Lou, you already told me you hate it because I'm wearing it, so I don't want to hear from you for the rest of the day.
Race for Sace is on.
Race for Sace is on, and we're going to start today in a special way.
Coach.
Slay Kid!
Oh,
I love this so much, obviously. Stan Van Gundy is here, you guys. And by the way, this is one of my favorite people I've ever gotten to work with, so I'm very excited that Stan's on with us this morning. Good morning, first of all, and the word on the street is you've had 9 Diet Cokes while you were waiting to come on. Is this true?
No, this is my first one of the day, Michelle.
Okay.
Yeah,
How many will you
first one
have?
of the day.
You think today? How many?
No, I'll probably only have a couple. I've cut back a little bit.
Is it a coffee?
And I get a little more sleep now that I'm not coaching and having to defend guys like this. I love going on these shows with guys who used to just beat my ass for like years. It's really fun to see all of them and have those great memories.
We're all in a different space, Coach, so this is good. Love having you on, too, Coach.
We're in a good space now. All right, we're starting. I'm wearing my jacket today. It's unprofessional, but I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, it is. Sponsorship.
Well, everybody knows you're not neutral, so
yeah, I mean, what are we doing? Who are we
might as well be obvious about it.
Can we talk about Wemby? Like, you've seen everybody play in this great, beautiful league. And I can't get enough of sort of hearing people's descriptions of when they watch him play, especially when you're there live and in person. Like, have you seen or can you compare him to anything?
Not really. I mean, his defensive impact is incredible. Like people literally just won't go near the basket when he's there. But I think what makes him even different than the great rim protectors that we've seen before is his ability to get out on the perimeter and defend. Like this guy gets out, closes out and blocks 3-point shots in addition to protecting the rim. His defensive impact is incredible. And then his offensive skills are, obviously varied and excellent. And he's just scratching the surface. He's just going to get better and better. Which is the scary thing if you're with any team other than the San Antonio Spurs.
I think what's crazy is, all year long, people are like, what do you think about the Spurs? What is their ceiling? And I've been saying they're ahead of schedule, but even me, who I love them so very much, I'm starting to believe that maybe they're, like, possibly able to win it this season. Like, I've heard a couple of people say it now out loud, and it still sounds crazy to me, but do you think they have what it takes to actually do it this season?
Well, I certainly think they're in contention. I think Oklahoma City, Denver, to me, in the West are the 3 teams. And then in the East, I think Detroit has a shot, and New York and Cleveland and Boston, all 4 of those could get there. But San Antonio's as good as anybody. It's tough to do, as you guys know. Your first run through the playoffs would be tough. We saw it with OKC a couple years ago. It's just not easy. I think their lack of experience, and I'm still not convinced that they have enough perimeter shooting to get them through the playoffs around Wemby. Those guards are going to be in the paint, though. Defensively, they're excellent. And Mitch Johnson's just done an incredible job with a young team. And I think one of the reasons is Mitch said early in the year, all this talk about being a young team, Oklahoma City sent that out the window last year. You can't make any excuses. Youth is no excuse. You haven't heard him talk about it. He's held them to a high standard, and wow, they are good and maybe the most fun team to watch in the league now.
I mean, who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, absolutely. And the Spurs, they battled it out with Detroit last night. So I want to switch gears, Coach, and I want to ask, last week you did the Pistons-Knicks game, and you made a case for Cade Cunningham and being in the MVP conversation. I want to know, if we're voting right now today, does that still stand? Does he still get your MVP vote? And also, what is your criteria for being an MVP? Because it's all over the place at this point. So I'd like to know.
Yeah, you know what? That's actually a great question, Lou, because, you know, for a lot of people, it's best player on the best team. And so that would give Cade the award, at least headed into last night. To me, it's more vague than that. I don't know. To me, it's if I took that guy off that team, what would that team look like? And to me, Detroit they'd be probably a play-in team at best without him. The burden he carries to create shots for that team, I'm not saying they don't have other good players, but their second best player is Jalen Duren, and Duren really relies on Cade to create all of his shots. Duncan Robinson relies on Cade to create all of his shots. I just don't know how that team would score points at all. Now, their defense would still probably be good, but I don't think they would have any way to score without Cade Cunningham. We've seen the Spurs without Wemby. They've been fine. I think Jaylen Brown's another guy you'd have to think about. I think Boston would be in real trouble. Jokic is always my pick. I think he's the best player in the world, but we saw Denver do okay without him, and we've seen Oklahoma City survive a little bit without Shea. So, yeah, Cade right now would be my vote because I just don't know how that team scores points at all without Cade Cunningham.
100%.
Yeah, 1,000%. And he also said one of his big goals is to be on Team USA come 2028. In your opinion, is he not only a lock for Team USA in 2028, but can he potentially be the face of USA basketball in the near future?
Absolutely. And you guys have watched international basketball, a lot of it. And, you know, the big guards, because it's a very physical game, even more physical than the NBA. And you're not knocking Cade Cunningham off his path. Small guards have had problems for Team USA in the past, unless you're Steph shooting the ball from 40 feet against France. You know, it's tough. Cade would be perfect. I'm sure that Grant Hill and Eric Spoelstra will have him on that team, and I would expect that he would be the starting point guard and the leader of that team. I mean, that guy is an outstanding player. I thought he was good a year ago, but he's really grown on me. And here's the other thing is, I said this on the broadcast last week, if we take the other star guards in the league, if you take Brunson, SGA, I don't know, any of the other star guards, he's the best defender of that group. He really gets after it defensively. I think he's an underrated defender because Ausar Thompson ends up guarding the best player on the other team most of the time. But Cade Cunningham's perfectly capable of that. And when he's had to do it, he's been great, and he gives a full effort all the time. I might be the guy's biggest fan right now.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that.
Yeah, and Coach, you touched on the other guys. Does this Detroit Pistons team remind you of those early 2000s group? And, you know, I know J.B. Bickerstaff is the head of the Snake, along with Cade Cunningham. Does he deserve to be in the Coach of the Year conversation as well?
Oh, absolutely. What JB's done is tremendous. I mean, you think of the 2-year turnaround they've made. I mean, this was one of the worst teams in the league before JB got there. And they've done it with mainly homegrown guys. They've just grown that team and done an outstanding job. I mean, to me, JB and Joe Mazzulla in the East have to be the two leading candidates. And then in the West, I think Mitch Johnson's got to be the guy you think about most. Jordan Ott down in Phoenix has also done a great job. But those would be my guys at the lead of the discussion. I have my doubts about the Pistons in the playoffs. There's a team who they're shooting to me. You guys know the playoffs are different.
Absolutely.
I mean, when teams really lock in and prepare, I think it's going to be hard for Cade Cunningham to get room on the floor. There's no one other than Duncan Robinson who scares you on that team. Everybody else is going to be packed in the paint, and I think they're going to struggle for this year until they can go out and get more shooting. But I love that team. They're great to watch, great defensively, and they give you everything they've got every night. I mean, they're the most, in my opinion, the most consistent team in the league in terms of what they bring to the floor. They've only had one real stinker. How they lost to Washington at home, I'll never figure out.
Everybody gets one.
But other than that, they've been great.
Now, Coach, on the flip side, during that Knicks-Pistons game,